Good morning there. You're watching QTV this morning, and I am Jenna Basonko. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Yesterday, I said see you on Thursday, but surprise, surprise, I'm back here. And it's good to be back. I'm here with my co-host, Ibrahim Balde, and our newspaper review guest, Mr. Mamadou Mbodj. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Oh, Jenna, it's
good to be... Lan moy si obi be di ray bir bi?
No. Comme dama la buga won ne.
Wa.
Ramadan mood bi.
Wa.
I like it because daf dee tax nga muna jël sa life step by step. Because xam nga xiif du ànd ak dem ak ñëw. Understand nga. So I think ne Ramadan mu ñëw duna ni even after Ramadan sax nii la affaire si war a continuer. Gis nga doomi Adama. This is how you're supposed to live your life. Xam nga because si biir Ramadan bi da nga moytu bul am bakaari kii. Understand nga da nga wàññi jow bi fële da nga wàññi place yooyu dem understand nga you know even sa food control sa comme loo doon lekk si biir si suba si nga dóoru mburu ak
so yow lan nga feel ne la slow on lan nga feel ne dafa slow loolu towards lan nga doon def
waaw dama feel more spiritual connection.
waaye loolu is normal because ki weeri koor xam nga ñu réglé wu toon sa dañoo réglé
waaw because xam nga lu xew because it's a very holy month
kañ
yow sa mind bi that mentality boo nekk di am mooy okay this is a blessed month time bi laa war a use the opportunity pour ma gën a mun a am tiyaabo because fi benn soo ko defee si tiyaabo ñu fay la fukka
wax dëgg
understand so Ramadan daal mu ngi nii weer bu barke yàlla nañ ko fekkee at yu bëri
amiin loolu moo jara ñaan
waaw so
Mr. Mbodj thank you for joining us
alhamdulillah te li nga wax yëpp I agree
wow
amen
yes so moving on let's take a look at our proverb before we head on to current affairs. Have we not done this before? This proverb is very familiar, Ibrahim. Take us through, but it's really, really familiar.
I think it's my first time Magis Coffee. Probably you treated it with different other people. Maybe with Mr. Ade or something.
Well, maybe my mistake.
If you are a goat, do not go to sleep near a leopard's house.
Wow. It's so familiar. We've done that.
Wow, definitely you bury you have a leopard, huh?
Wow,
you know, leopard, the rain, you know.
Wow, we've done a lot on
it doesn't, remove the leopard. Wow, come you.
Then they're connected.
The metaphors of the animal metaphors, then they're buried.
Wow, so Lola, right, is interconnected. Why God boy teda si bori negi?
Repa day.
You are looking for trouble. You are looking for trouble.
You are looking for trouble.
Leopard amut boñ de. Maybe mu boñless. Wow.
Anyway, it's just about the fact that sometimes you can avoid certain disasters. You know, you have the early warning sign. When we have the early warnings, dinañ muna prepare suñ shelter and all of that ahead of the rain. So understanding the danger. Being it's involved in something, going near it or pursuing it. That they tax nga wara muna bàyyi sa xel and stay away from it because already leer na la ne a leopard dina la lekka soo fa jege so hanga repa la nga dem jege ko. So it's just about getting your signs that there's danger somewhere and staying away from it.
Yeah, absolutely. So caution, wise decision making. So they all come into it.
Yes.
So that's really what it is. Ngay xalaat bala nga def. I think that's essentially.
Why is it not interesting, sir? Comme tey da nga gis ne incident yu bëri nit ñi dañ ci dee dugal seen boppa. Let's take smoking for example. Yaa ngi gis ñu ngi binda ci paquet bi smoking kills waaye ba léegi yaa ngi tux. Man waxuma de dama wax suma programme télé laa nekk di def ok yaa ngi gis ñu ngi binda smoking kills waaye ba léegi yaa ngi continuer di tux rek loolu sam
waaw backway bi nit ñi di dem nii backway bi ñoo dugga xam nañ ne gaal ba mun naa kupp leer na leen de ne gaal bi mun naa kupp but they still pursue the journey
instance yu bëri daf dee xew understand nga xam nga ne soo nekkee di this drifters nga jël moto di daw di lifin
mun na moo
somersault nga rey sa bopp rey ay nit understand waaye nit ñi dañ ñeme risque trop man mënuma understand
and there's something else the other day Jainaba. xam naa this guy in the office dafa jënd benn tubéy.
yes
so.
durante xeer bi nag léegi.
so mu ñëw
affaire si mu ngi saf.
mu ñëw
so mu ñëw.
waaw
ma xool tubéy bi. ma ne ko waaye bro bii du la em. mu ne dina ko em. xam nga lu ma miin. so mu dem mu try.
waay.
emu ko mu ñëwaat. so in other words.
woodoon nga ko.
in other words gis nga suma desire pour something.
does not make it happen.
cloud suma judgment about it.
things very true.
I could see ne emu ko.
emu ko kañ muy forcé boppam.
mu ne em na ko.
jeex na
so moo rus.
gisoo.
so ci ngoon si xaw ma ci suba si mu call ma mu ne ma boy tubéy baa ngi sa desk.
emu ma.
waaye man nag amoon na
so that's the danger.
non waaye dafa amoon. waaye
the cloud judgment.
dafa amoon tubéy bu ma jëndoon last week. man dama xamul ndax si tubéy boobu lañ nekk. waaye as far as pointing fingers at me ñu ne ma ne yow. man moom mu ma wax bi
waxuñoo yow.
maa ngi noppi rek.
waaw yow noppi rek xoole waxuñoo yow.
ba pare Jainaba Demba. Baboucar Nyang. QCell Projects Department. I mean fueling department. dafa gaañu. suñ collègue la woon fii. ki nga xam ne nit ku baax def ndànka oyof. su moo dem sax moom ndànka la day defee. comme bariwut yëngu noonu melut ni comme Balde ak Jainaba. understand. yàlla moom na ko démba ñu rob ko démba foofu si Kanifing yal na ko yàlla yërëm. si weeri koor bi. yal na ko yàlla xaare jannatul firdaws ak képp ku nga xam ne yàlla moom na la.
waaw ba pare ñu ngi seen condolences tamit su suñ beneen système yi nga xam ne mooy Fatou Nyang manager at customer care because rakaam la waaw raki suñ Fatou Nyang mi liggéey fii nii rakaam la so we're sending our condolences to Fatou Nyang extending it to the entire Nyang family for this very great loss ñu ngi leen di ñaanal yàlla may leen xoli muñ waaye démba gis naa some staff ñu ngi fa doon dem démba which is very important ñu taxawu leen waaw noonu la àdduna moom
Fatou Nyang laa de ooyee moom
waaw moom la
man suma yaay Fatou Nyang la tudda
dëgg la rakaam la
oh that's awful
rakaam la
wallahi very sad
so fu mu nekk nii we can go for a short break and when we come back we head right on to the newspaper review. We'll be right back.
QMoney is back again with its easy-to-use, secure and convenient mobile app that allows you to carry out all your transactions. No matter where you are or what time it is, you can always access your funds. With the new QMoney app, you can cash in and out, buy credit, buy QPower, shop, make payments, and so much more. You can also send QMoney, pay bills, receive international remittances, and transfer cash to others. Just download the app from your Play Store or App Store and get started. For more information, call customer care on 133. QMoney, Sinu Kalpe. We innovate, others follow.
QMoney arti webi na fitora gol no yawi te non kadi no moƴƴi QMoney a wawa wadde piiji ɗin fow kala ko wonɗa wattu kala a wawa e hendade mbuuɗi maɗin e o QMoney app keson a wawa e nattinde mbuuɗi ma ɗum yaltina soda crédit soda QPower soda ko falaɗa te non kadi wawa hen yoɓude himɓe e ko heewi ida wawi kadi nuldude QMoney yoɓa bilji maɗin te non kadi hendoɗa mbuuɗi ko yaasi nulda himɓe kadi mbuuɗi fi nafitoragol ɗum no weeɓi yahu ka Play Store ma ɗum ka App Store fi wawa fuɗɗade fi heɓugol hen ko laaɓi noddu QMoney customer care e 133 QMoney suñu kalpe minen udditi lawol ngol si woɓɓe jokki QMoney.
Back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and I'm Jainaba Sonko. So, Ibrahima, Mr. Mboch, thank you for joining us once again. So, let's head right on to current affairs. So, to start with, on the papers, you know, online, everywhere, is a particular case that happened yesterday in Birkama, Jeddah, on the alleged abduction of two twins. So, according to reports that we've seen online, a couple who divorced, according to reports still, the mother had custody of their twins and their two eldest children as well, to whom the father stayed with in either Senegal or Ivory Coast. These two countries were mentioned. So yesterday, when the kids were going to school, a taxi driver, allegedly the father inside, the sister of the father inside, the mother of the father in the vehicle, just took these 2 children away. So today, according to police report, it's confirmed that they've been able to rescue these twins in a country, a village near Casamas, because the whole idea was to flee to Senegal with the twins. So they were able to rescue them. We're still waiting for reports on why they did this and all of that. But if you read the comment section of this post, then you tend to understand the mindset of Gambians. And even though there are reports there that are not confirmed about the fact that the mom has custody of these twins, and even if you divorce, like, is that the way to just pick up kids, going to school, the trauma and everything involved? What's your take on that?
It's really very difficult when you deal with these domestic issues like that, especially in divorce cases. The idea of custody is really very, very difficult. But really, it doesn't matter what what circumstances you find yourself in. Maybe there are certain things you must not do. Idea of abduction, that is not going to solve anything. If, it's going to complicate things a bit more. It will involve the police, it will involve all sorts of things. Ideally, you want the parents to sit and talk about it, to discuss the whole point about custody, because the kids, they need both. So the parents must realize that for the sake of the children, we must get along for the sake of the children. When we are at war, that is the worst for the kids. So this is really what the issue is.
You know what baffled me? The fact that when I read online and I saw a lot of comments that said, wow, Papa Bajur Hale, Sukonehe, abductulen, daflen just jeliobule. So I'm like, where is the sense of understanding of people? It does not work like that. There's law. There's a Kadi court, there's a Supreme Court, there's court that you can go to and say, as a father, I don't have access to my children, I want to take it to court. But you don't come with a taxi, traumatize those little angels, put them in a vehicle and take them, and comment section is saying, send Papa Lamuna Lena Yobu. Gambia, I don't know where, that kind of mindset.
I think that's just an emotional response.
The thing is, man bumako gise, coming and putting them on a taxi and taking them away is wrong.
Yes.
Lolo right, okay? So maybe you need your kids, okay? You need to go through the right process. Understand nga? White this is a very complex issue. We have to go back to the initial stage where it started, how it started, what happened. You understand? Probably tam Gorbi, you don't deny access.
No, when you probably.
No, hold on.
Silunga hamne reporting.
Wow, hamga tam.
So you deny access. No, what abduct
wow, lolu wahna ko mane lolu is wrong. Waru ko def. Wa hamga domi adama amna for de tolu in life. Saboti dañ de fata do ko de gis. So defe I am pretty sure fum neka di dad bi regret na action am. I can say that. Probably because so maybe authorities yep involved, kuneka di involved, kuneka di wa. At the end of it, I feel okay. Why not use the right motor? Gis nga even Islam dafa wone ne mune so len demé be divorce. Mune do not use the kids to punish the other partner. Bul use xale yi di len dina access ci sen papa or sen yaay. And ñun society bi tay loolu lay okay. Dina divorce ak mom way dina ko wonne xale yi du am ben access to the kids. So loolu mo day jur li yep. So I think ne fum neka ni they have to go through the right process. You talk, court bijoko order, okay, you have to see your kids a specific number of times or week or si weekend or something. Why situation bi duñ ko mëna finalize ñu conclude ko fi. Maybe at some point papa bi am na right dañ ko deny access, probably tam yaay bi am na right, maybe tam there are a lot of things involved.
Balde lima la won moy li nga wax ni ye bañuma ko way Gambia loi moko govern.
Wax na ko ci initial
loi moko govern moy aye nañ la aye wuñ la abduction process.
No, it's wrong.
Waruta happen abduction, because if am I minor you see involved, wow. They're not mentally supposed to go through that process. And we cannot make excuses for the man.
Xam nga société sa in another way comme ñun ñi nga xamne ñun ay parents lañ. Ñun sa daf ñu ñëwal sok.
Exactly.
Bu ma ko gisee ma ngi doon xalaat suma doom buy dem school maa ngi foogoon ne ok because balaa maa understand situation bi I was like ok fooguloo nit moo ñëw rek jël xale yi dem seen yoon so ñun that fear ñëw na si ñun it can happen to anybody you understand why bu ma doon seet comment section yi kenn mu comment mu ne probably seet leen papa bi ngeen seet history papa bi ak yaay bi probably loolu mooy happen te noonu na ñëw noonu na transpire at the end of the time Mr. Mbodj
lu nekk am na history we all accept that liñ dee bañ mooy in divorce cases ngay weaponize the kids parents tend to do that we all understand that some of us a good number of people dem nañ through yu mel nii
exactly
gis nañ yu mel nii naka la waaye fa mu gënee métti foofu nga war a xalaatee bu baax nga calm down bul de react emotionally
exactly
emotional reactions xam nga ne seetlu nga ne du dee solve anything you know so moytuwut some worsen things so fa mu gënee métti foofu laa war a show a reason my head di ma xalaatal instead of the heart ndik dafa gën a complicated so hopefully with this one the parents will sit together and law will help them in one way or another you know what I mean so ñu ñëw to reasonable conclusion loo xam ne loolu moo nekk in the interest of the kids the focus must be in the interest of the kids, not the father feeling his pain or the mother feeling your pain. We feel your pain where the important
it's
focus,
those two children.
The important focus
were
the children.
Innocent children.
As much as am na góor yu bëri affaire garaaw waaye dafa am yaay yu bëri affaire tam.
We all know that nit moo mel noonu. Be it jigéen or be it góor.
Wow.
It just depends. You know what I mean? Loo tombé nit moo mel noonu. waaye dañ am law. and
you govern
that's it.
ba pare xale yu tuutee noonu. Generally bu dee culture la ñoo seet xam nga Balde mu ngi indi the cultural aspect di tegee luwaa bi side. buñ tegee luwaa bi side ñu xool cultural aspect bi xale yu ndaw yooyu seen yaay lañ war a nekkal.
waaw loolu dëgg la.
xale yu tuuti yooyu.
ba certain age
seen wan yaay lañ war a nekkal.
loolu moo naa góor ay 7 8 you go to your father's house.
naka lañ dee doxalee mbir.
loolu dëgg la waaye affaire si tam xam nga dafa ñëw ak ki nga xam ne understand na tam luwa. we are forgetting that. I think it's important for us to understand. no xam nga we have people in the society am na ñoo xam ne they cannot go by the law because xamuñ ko. so yow soo ko xamut this means you are ignorant.
te loolu moo indi problème bi yow leer na la.
waaye xamuloo
lu tax demuloo kofee ko another way xam nga li nga def.
non waaye xamuloo da def leen kof de.
loolu lañ report.
maybe xale yi dañ gis seen papa.
non loolu non. police yi report nañ mata bi te yow.
am nga grapevine.
why you can we do something.
di change story bi.
no but can we do something.
it's a police report bi lay waxee man.
ñu distinguish between. lan facts lañ xam.
facts yuñ xam la.
sa counterfactual. so they call it probably this maybe that maybe not.
man facts yi lay waxee man. according to the police report abduction lañ wax ak kidnapping.
waaye police report bi tam.
waaw
dañ ko war a scrutinize. ñu xool
really
waaw dañ ko xool because kan moo dem mu joxe report boobu noonu.
ki ko doon yóbbu school Balde mbaadu dara.
non déglul ki ko doon yóbbu school kooku ban relation la am ak yaayi xale yi.
Who wants to know that? It's not important.
ñu ne jànxa la benn jànxa moo doon yóbbu xale yi school.
Exactly.
maybe kooku society yaay xale yi la nekka.
maybe not.
Balde report
so dañ ko war a seet we have to hear from the father side.
Balde loolu important. police report bi daal wane na ne xale yi dañ leen abduct dañ leen kidnap.
police report bi daal gaa dañ war a teg papi xale bi papi xale yi ñu laajte leen tam.
waaw papi xale bi is in custody ñoom seen liggéey dinañ ko def ñu def the required investigation.
suñ ko defee nag
te xam naa ne Gambia police force dañoo dem ak luwa lan la luwa was si jël ay xale kidnap leen mbaa abduct leen papa nga maam nga loo munti doon luwa dafa war a dal sa kaw.
man daal du ma mun a conclure ne dafa kidnap xale yi.
waaw man police report bi li mu wax
ba ma dégg from both parties.
waaw baax na man police report bi lay dema maa ngi xaaraat beneen report génn dinañ ma update ma demati based on that.
do you know what it means to be a father?
Balde yow da nga nekk di emotional fu mu nekk nii. we are not putting emotions into this. we are putting the facts.
nekkut emotions
and the figures.
waaw man xam nga man facts yi laa nekk di state man tam.
anyway.
you know.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Conversation with DJ. Mr. Mbodj, the bid for the ICJ the ICJ nomination for International Court of Justice nomination for former Justice Minister Batambedu. We've also seen lawyer Usain Odabo come together. It's magical how everybody in any area is coming together to like just support one individual, the UDP, all parties, everybody is coming to rally behind this individual because of his work, you know, integrity, and the list goes on.
Yes, and often when you see that, it's because of what that person had done.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Something earned.
Yes.
You know, with these things, you never demand them. People wouldn't even look at you.
Yeah.
But he earned it. And at a crucial time in our transition, as Minister of Justice and, you know, Attorney General, he had initiated and
So many
championed
reforms,
and really championed so many very interesting things. And even the Rohingya as well.
The Rohingya
apparently that was really his baby, the idea.
Yes.
You know what I mean, to do what he did, to take those people to
Myanmar.
court. So yes, I'm not surprised that all of these people are rallying behind him.
Yes.
Because of the kind of person that he is.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It is amazing.
Exactly.
that.
If you are qualified too, why not? I mean, you'll be given the job. I mean, most of the time it's important when we are considering to put people in office. You know, we look at the most qualified person to steer our affairs. So at some point, the issues that we have, you know, as a whole, sometimes, you know, just favor people without being able to carry their responsibilities efficiently. So lolu mo ñu affaire. Why we all know he is a very qualified person. I mean, considering his records,
quite obviously, the very fact that when he left the post there as Attorney General, where did he go? The UN.
Yeah. Clean sheet.
You know, you gotta have some competence, to say the least, for you to you know really to go and work there. So it's not about that and the leadership qualities. So there are so many things that come into it.
Yeah.
So there's absolutely no denying that, the competence and all of that. But as Jainab said, the fact that everybody in the country, I think that is sort of revealing. It's quite interesting.
True.
Everybody, opposition, whatever, you know, rallied together, galvanized, support.
Exactly. I mean, and it has to do with country as well. The Gambia. Where is he from? He's from the Gambia.
Yeah.
That will put us in the global map
And
as
also,
as
interestingly,
well.
currently there's no Muslim. You know, at that, there's no Muslim representation at the ICJ, so that's also an advantage, according to many. You know, when it comes to his bid for this. So we wish him good luck. Let's take a look at what is also happening at the CSW in New York City. The Minister of Gender brought up the issue of the fight that was put up when it comes to female genital mutilation, when it was proposed to be repealed by Almami Jiba, a National Assembly member. Activist Jaha Dukure had to interject during that session to say the minister does not have a right to take ownership of the particular fight that happened when it comes to ensuring that the ban was maintained. So at CSW, that is the current update that we have. The minister saying, thumbs up to my ministry for also contributing to this. And then obviously the activists, being activists, are saying they did not contribute to an extent that they're putting it to ensure that that is what is happening at CSW.
That's a funny one.
But it's actually very important. You know why this is relevant? Let me explain why this is relevant, Mr. Mboj. Remember when that proposed repeal came on the table, there was a period where the gender ministry did not release a statement or anything to say we're standing in solidarity with women and girls. So that also was, you know, a very difficult moment, activists coming after them to say you're the ministry responsible, do this. But administrative work also comes into play because it's government. So we had that situation as a country at the CSW.
But in the end, that motion was defeated in the National Assembly. To my mind, that's really the key. That's the crux. That's the crux of the matter. Anything else seems so secondary. It was defeated. never mind who did what, in the end, that motion was defeated.
Yep.
To my mind, and that's it.
Important.
I'm done with that.
It's about credit, giving credit to where it's due.
I'm not interested in that sort of thing at all.
The issue of FGM, it's a complex one.
To my mind, it's very simple.
One party cannot do it all. You understand? The Ministry of Gender, they are the government body. Responsible for things like that. So they also have their right to go anywhere and talk about some of the things that they have done. Activists, fine, they played a very significant role in advocating it.
She took center stage.
I have been seeing her. But you see, for us to win as a team, we have to stop, talking about what I did, and what I haven't, or what this party did and the other party did not do this thing. I think the goal should be, at the end of the time, we have achieved, what we wanted at the end, Mr.
To my mind, that is the important bit. The fact that we were able to block that really retrogressive idea. I felt that it was a regressive idea to bring in that motion and say, let's sort of take away the ban from FGM. So, but we defeated it. Afterwards, what you're talking about here, who should claim credit this for credit that, I'm really, to my mind, that seems so secondary. It seems so very secondary.
But obviously,
really,
reactions like this are also expected if somebody wants to take credit at the global stage. It is normal to have like a reaction like that coming from those who also felt like, their efforts have not been acknowledged by the top, by the executive,
Okay.
Matters. But anyway, also at the National Assembly, we see how the National Assembly member for Upper Salem, came up with a suggestion that for voting in 2026, the IEC should just use passports and ID cards instead of voter cards. Because to him, it's a waste of resources. But another question came up. How do you ensure the identification of constituencies?
Yes, people come up with all sorts of ideas, and then you listen to the reasoning for getting there. To me, it doesn't quite add up. I don't get it. What is it that he wants to prevent? Or
the printing of the cards that is expensive.
But they must be, it's expensive. What is he talking about? Running a government, running anything is expensive. Whatever you want to do implies some kind of expenses. You see, one cannot be ruled by the idea of your own poverty. So we'll just be doing cheap things. I'm really not interested in that kind of talk at all.
Okay.
So I don't think they're thinking about this expensive. For a long time, people were saying that, the party in government, they will print these extra cards and bring in these illegal
that wasn't his
people.
Rationale, though.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just do not understand this. It is expensive. We're running things. If I want to have standards, it will cost me to have standards.
But it's okay, Mr. Mboy, sometimes if you can run away, if you can cut costs. If I don't have a problem if it's an innovative thing.
It is the voter's card that you use to go and vote.
Well, yes.
It has been a tradition anywhere you go in the world. But this is really what we do. Change for what?
Well, if there's an evidence that using ID cards and a passport as a Gambian and having the list that can be checked for your constituents, using that to vote, if they can use it, I don't mind personally.
Do you know that you do not own the passport? The state owns it. The state can take it from you.
Well, yes.
You own
my
your
voter's card.
It belongs to you.
That's your right
voice
to go and vote. So let us be careful here.
You see,
what are the rules and the regulations?
Well, yes.
So before you start thinking of any
with
kind of
certain
reform,
things,
think it through.
Yes.
Well,
My question was the constituency bit.
I believe, the suggestion of using passports or ID cards, to vote might also come with its disadvantages.
Well,
the IEC will be, the right position to table out that. But I think from the initial stage, we've been using our voters' cards, and I think we we as a nation, we have other things that we should focus on than talking
about
those.
For me, what is important,
for me,
what is really important is that can we make sure, this is really the crux of the matter, that we always have free and fair elections.
Not transparent, right?
That's it, in the right way. That is really the heart of the matter in many ways. With that, then you can take care of so much else. I'm not even into with this 2-term limit. Once I've got my free and fair elections, as a voter, if I want to vote somebody in power 3 times, it should be my right. Let's just have a free and fair elections. And all the rest of it, to my mind, they are peripheral. These are peripheral issues.
Well, naturally,
what we
Mr.
want,
Bush, you don't agree with time limit, which?
No, with me, I don't like
you
that.
Don't like
and let's take a look at it this way. When you talk about passports and ID cards too, the issue sometimes to issue passports and ID cards can be very stressing. You know, considering we have limited locations where they issue ID cards. I think for the Kanifing we only have one, and the issuance of passport we only have one location. That's Banjul. Are we going to decentralize the locations?
The point is, by what 18, I can vote. Yes, I may decide I don't need a passport. I'm not going anywhere. But I need my voter's card to go and vote.
Why don't I need ID card to def anything sidika bi?
Absolutely. But
anything
it doesn't have to be passport.
ID la wax wala passport.
It doesn't have to be passport.
Why? It can be
so
ID.
This is the key.
Anga ID tam dang ko use for anything.
You know, they can and sort of every I don't know, 4 or 5 years, we go back, new registrations.
Wow.
You know, you connect new registrations
every
something like that.
Voters card be how
you see,
stuff
like
this
that.
man, Mr. Mboj, politics, they made to small bopa bi. The fact that 2026 is even fast approaching is traumatizing.
Man, this election 2026,
for me,
it means
so traumatizing.
it means a lot to me.
Why is that?
duma ko mën a disclose fii waaye lu ma votoon yëpp si gannaaw vote bi laa gën a parel pour vote 2026
man generally politique bu bari and it's just traumatizing period bi I have a lot of anxiety during elections. That's just how I've been since I started voting. I'm a lot of anxiety during the period because there's a lot of hate speech, there's a lot of negativity during that period. Our politics is not
no, it's
very principled. It's not done in a principled way.
System.
Saga B. Just recently, I saw an audio saga. So, for me, I would have enjoyed it. You def ko properly, civilized ne. Yep, dem. You def debate bi ne. Sagante du am. Chow du am. Kuwin gato.
Where does that exist in the world?
No, exist to dem. Why? Ñun li ñoo def. Gambia fi niñ ko defé.
Dañ do opa.
Dafa opa de.
Let's be careful. Luneka amna its level. Yes?
Wow.
But at the mass level, anywhere you go in the world, from neka gange regard social media as more toxic.
Wow.
Hanga munge is a division ya. It's not just in Gambia, it's all over the world. Wait a minute. I'm sort of your rarefied of intellectuals, high-minded journalists to discuss issues. So there are different levels. There are different levels.
Wow. But thank you so much, Mr. Mboj, for joining us on the program. So today, muje nga ko akapare dal. Wa nonu la. Bunya mag bula waxate di nga dega. Mag bula waxale di nga dega. So let's just go for a short break. We'll be right back.
Imurundana ne koteke anila ni mobile app sone yaringo alanna yata ndu ise kuol bekeno ibeda woda wati ise munafanno ila kodola anin kiumani la ni mobile app kuto ise kodo dundino ye kodo fintinde ise credit ko sanno ye kiu power sang ye fengol sang ndu fanan ise mol jono anin ku jamalu ise kiumani kino ye la bilol jo ndu fanan bantala banko se kodo kiyeno ise kodo fanan kino do kotenge kurke munafanyina a download sign Play Store anin App Store ni la taka kusena ngosotoje Q-Money customer care commandi 133 Q-Money suñu kalpe ntolle nga silo walang dole mol noma Q-Money delsina ak sen mobile app bu bes bi orna gawna te hit mun nga ko jëfandikoo pour def ci lo buga fo mun di ne watu bu ne mun nga jot sa xaalis ak Q-Money mobile app bu bes bi mun nga dugal xaalis génné xaalis jënd ci crédit jënd ci Q Power jënd lo buga ak yu bari mun nga ci yone Q-Money fay sa bill si jot xaalis bitim réew yónnee xaalis ci noo ko bëggee looy def yomba na downloadal app bi léegi ca Play Store bu dul loolu App Store pour nga door pour am si lu leer koolal Q Money customer care si 133 Q Money suñu kalpe ñoo xaali yoon wi ñeneen toppa.
QCell's Q Prayer and Q Ramadan service reminds you of your 5 daily prayer times and the start and end times for your fast. Simply send prayer to 331 to be reminded of the 5 daily prayer times. Send Ramadan or fast to 332 to be notified of the start and iftar time of fasting on a daily basis. QCell wishes you all a blessed Ramadan. We innovate, others follow.
QCell's Q.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. And now, Ibrahim, we're focused on World Glaucoma Week 2025. We're joined by Mr. Alassane Toure, Dr. Alassane Toure, who's a cataract surgeon. Thank you so much for coming here. And you've been here twice.
Yeah. And I'll also
Already?
say this, Jenna, but
Yeah, thank you.
a lot of times, when we were small kids,
Yeah.
we benefited a lot from Alassane's pharmacy in Lamen.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It was accessible,
Okay.
not very far from our house. We go get our medications
There.
from his pharmacy.
Oh, nice.
Do we still have the pharmacy there?
Still there.
Oh, nice. That is
Alhamdulillah.
amazing. Good to
Mashallah.
know. Well, I just hope he used to pay his bills because I know he wants to come and get free.
My dad favorite person amla. So
Oh,
anything
really?
demal si Alassane.
Oh, that's good to know. Because some of these structures is beyond the money, but the community, the community to access,
Exactly.
healthcare services
Accessibility
and
is
all of that.
important,
Yeah,
healthcare.
so that's
Very
good to
important.
know. So we're looking at the World Glaucoma Week 2025. What should we look forward to?
Thank you, Madam. World Glaucoma Week is initiative of the World Glaucoma Association, which is an organization under International Agency for Prevention of Blindness. It's an international body that annually identifies a period, which is the second week of March each year, to commemorate glaucoma. Basically, it's just to create awareness for people to know that glaucoma is a disease and it's a condition which is living around us, and everybody is unsafe unless you prove, and the way you can prove it is by having your, eyes examined. So glaucoma is a very important condition in the world today. As we speak today, WHO is saying that about 80 million people, more than 80 million people are living with glaucoma.
Right.
Wow.
And in Africa has the largest share. In fact, West Africa has even the more largest share of this, because there's a genetic component in glaucoma.
Yeah.
So people who live in people with the black skin, that is the black race, are more susceptible to glaucoma than the
Why
other
is
race.
that?
This is genetic.
Oh,
You
it's a
don't know
genetic
what-
thing.
It's a genetic thing.
Okay.
And even in Africa itself, West Africans are more susceptible to glaucoma than the rest of Africa. So, and they are projecting that, WHO is projecting that by 2040, it will reach to 111.8 million people who will be living with glaucoma.
Wow.
And remember, glaucoma is a silent blinding condition.
Currently, we have 8 million people.
80
million
80
people
Worldwide.
living with it. Worldwide.
And I can give you, in the Gambia here, we conducted a survey in the 2019, and the results indicate that out of every 100 people living 40 years and above, 1 out of every 10 person have glaucoma, which is 40%. That is a very significant number.
Yeah.
So that is how glaucoma is, and glaucoma is a blinding condition. In the world today, glaucoma is the second leading cause of blindness in the whole world. The first leading cause of blindness is cataract. Cataract is a natural thing. I mean, every human being, if you live older, you will have cataract.
it.
Just like if you have gray hair,
Yeah.
everybody will have gray hair, so you'll have cataract. Glaucoma is not everybody who has it, but there are people who are at risk of having it.
So what are the risks involved? What exposes people to glaucoma?
Yeah, glaucoma, once you are a black person, you have a risk
the
of
genetic aspect.
Genetic aspect. Number two, if you have family relation, people who, maybe your grandparents, both maternal and paternal side, who has glaucoma, you have more risk of having glaucoma. Age, the more you age, the more you are prone to glaucoma. People living with diabetes, and you can imagine how many people live with diabetes and hypertension in these days. So every person living with hypertension and diabetes, they are susceptible to, they are more prone to having glaucoma. People using steroids, I'm sorry to say, but you see ladies bleaching, all these bleaching ointments, yes, they have some steroids in them. And people also use these steroids for ladies. Amyaram,
no way.
So all of those things are.
But for example, I have asthma.
Yeah.
So I use prednisolone.
No, that is prescribed.
Yeah,
so
it's prescribed. But still, can one say it's? Is the exposure, is the risk still there?
Minimal because you are under professional care. So what will be dangerous in your case is that going to be buying this thing on your own. But if you base on your prescription from the medical clinic, I mean, you are
and the prednisolone is used by women to actually gain weight. Because whenever I'm taking prednisolone, I gain weight. Everybody will like, Jana, but I'm on prednisolone at that particular point.
All right, so let's talk about glaucoma itself. I mean, what does it do to the eye?
Now, glaucoma, what it does is a group of diseases that comes together. What it does is it affects the optic nerve. And so you know that the nerves are responsible of sending message from any part of the body to the brain. Brain, which is the biggest machine that coordinates everything, activity that we do. So for the sense of seeing, we need the brain to send impulses so that we see. So that nerve is what connects the eye to the brain. So glaucoma gradually damages this nerve. Because what happens is it produces an abnormal pressure, inside the eye that gradually over the years. So that is why glaucoma has no symptom. The symptoms only come late. That is what
when the damage has already been done.
And the damage is irreversible. Any damage or any reduction of your vision you have as a result of glaucoma is irreversible.
But when you say irreversible, what do you mean? Because you're a surgeon, you're a glaucoma. So I thought you could walk on the eye.
You can't do that. You can't do all over the world, not just Africa.
A cataract surgeon, sorry.
I'm a cataract surgeon,
yes. Sorry about that.
But you can't, nobody in the world, not just Gambia, anywhere in the world, you can revise any damage on the optic nerve as a result of glaucoma. Or, let me just say, any blindness, any reduce in your vision as a result of glaucoma, you cannot reverse it. So what we try to do is to minimize, to contain it, okay, by controlling your pressure. And the only thing we can contain there, we can manipulate on, is the intraocular pressure. So all the medications, we have, options, treatment options. Surgery, we do surgery, we give medications, laser treatments for glaucoma, But all of these aim to control the intraocular pressure so that the damage is arrested, is stopped. Okay?
Yeah. So over the years, we've talked a lot on the signs, the symptoms, the risk and everything. But, how is eye care accessibility in the Gambia? I know we have the Said clinic that is located at near the Kanifing General Hospital.
Exactly.
But just generally across the country, what is the accessibility of eye care in the Gambia?
That is an excellent question. You see, that's what brought about this anxiety we are talking about. In the Gambia, in the whole of Africa, Gambia is recognized for its eye care. And the only way we are recognized for our level of eye care is the, service accessibility. Services after every 20, there's no any part of the Gambia that you will go for 20 kilometers without reaching the eye care worker. We have secondary units in Basse. A secondary unit where you'll have a cataract surgeon will be there, maybe an optometrist be there for glasses, and then you have other nurses. They can do cataract surgery there, they can diagnose glaucoma there, they can initiate treatment, they can do all those. So Basse is one, they have, Bansang has one, Soma has one, Farafenya has one, Esau has one, Buyam has one, Brikama has one, Banjul.
So the accessibility is not a problem.
Currently we have in Brufut and Bundung Maternal and Care Health Hospital. So we are more accessible, we are more, evenly distributed
than any other
country in the
But how did this come about? How did we achieve this milestone?
Excellent. That's another excellent question. You see, in 1996, there was a national survey that was conducted to look at the blindness prevalence in the Gambia. Actually, the initial survey was conducted in 1986. And then when they found that the blindness prevalence was so much, you have so many conditions, glaucoma was one of them, glaucoma, cataract, I mean, these are distributed. So they know training doctors to come and this, I mean, it takes about nearly 14 years to train one doctor.
14 years?
14 years to qualify, for a doctor to qualify and come and become an ophthalmologist. So the ophthalmologist that was initiating this was Dr. Hanafal in 1986. When he did that survey and saw the figure so significant.
It was alarming.
Yeah, it was alarming. He started training middle-level eye care workers like myself. People have been sent to Malawi then to do, first training you go and become an OMA, that is ophthalmic medical assistant. Then after practicing for 2 years, you go again to become a cataract surgeon. So these are the people who are deployed. And the other level that I trained was community ophthalmic nurses. We call them CONs. So these are people who are posted in the villages. So the cataract surgeons are into the regional, those plain type people. They will be based there. They are mobile. They can move out and go and meet they can go and have satellite clinics. So the community ophthalmic nurses are evenly distributed. We used the PHC then, the Gambia Primary Healthcare System. That was what we are using. I mean, a village is qualified to be called a PHC village when you have more than 400 inhabitants. Okay, so every village that has at least more than 400 inhabitants is called a PHC village. So we used to post a
That's the power of research, right? Very, very key.
So we used to post, this community ophthalmic nurse there, which is also mobile. He also have number of villages under him. He goes there, screen the children, the school children, the adult, and everything. So identify all eye health problems, and then make referrals to the regional center. Then the regional cataract surgeon also can come. If you have a number of cataract cases that you want to operate, you are in a facility, he will come. Instead of them coming, he will come and do the operation.
How do we prevent or manage glaucoma?
Glaucoma, the best way to manage glaucoma is to voluntarily go out and screen yourself. The last time Ibrahim we are here and we promised to come, I didn't see him.
He's never going to come.
He promised to come, I didn't see him.
No, he promised, not me. He promised.
We did not go. Honestly, we did not.
The best way to manage glaucoma is to have the diagnosis established early.
Yes.
If you establish the diagnosis early, be certain that you will live to the end of your life, you will go blind.
So quick question before we leave, because I know the time is limited. For example, Ibrahim here, he doesn't have any eye issues, but Ibrahim is always on glasses.
Let me say that word is dangerous.
Yeah,
you may think because glaucoma, the symptoms don't come. Your seeing is normal. Everything looks normal to you, unless you have your eyes examined.
But what I'm saying is the wearing of glasses, because this glass, I'm sure, Lee, is $100. Be $100. He's not prescribed to wear them. So, and which is a trend in Gambia. Now, could just lend some order because mungi look nice, right? The person grabs it and wears it. So, what are the risk factors that is involved in, the fashion? I will call it fashion.
You'll be surprised that we advise use of glasses.
Okay.
There are two different categories of glasses.
Right.
Lenses are prescribed. You don't just jump and take
get
lenses.
Them. Okay.
Because lenses they help you to see far or near or whatever.
Yes.
But we also have, this we call sunset glasses for fashion and other things. But in the Gambia, every person is advised to use a pair of glasses.
Okay.
It's either prescribed or you use
but
a
the glass
glass
should be expensive, Mr.
No, it doesn't have to be expensive.
But
what I mean,
Man, I agree. Just tell him the
no,
truth.
I know where she is driving.
The
glass will share
Istanbul.
Be magla.
If it's just an ordinary glass,
it's okay.
Because it will protect you from the
dust
and wind and the sun and
Understand.
light. So that's why women and men, everybody's eyes are red in the Gambia. And it's not supposed to be like that because we live in this, this desert zone here. Hamatan, the wind is blowing, and we have dry winds blowing here. So this is not good for the eye.
So tell us,
causes people to have.
Tell us the type. Do we have types of glaucoma?
Yes, we have different types of glaucoma. But the commonest type here is the one that gradually comes. There's a glaucoma type that if it attacks you, nobody will tell you to go to hospital. That's what we call angle block. I mean, the fluid is blocked somewhere because of some structures are attached together, glued together, so it cannot flow. That one is very painful. You have to go. And also, some children are born with glaucoma. Trauma causes glaucoma. So we have a lot of other causes of glaucoma. But the most important causes of glaucoma are these. That comes with, I mean, your race, your age, I mean, family history and the like. And the message we send out to the people, the key message is have your eyes examined. Yeah. At a time when you feel you don't have anything. Yeah. Amen. Because glaucoma you don't see. That's why it's called silent thief of sight. That's the other name for it.
Actually, doctor, I'm very glad you brought up the bleaching.
Yeah.
Because currently in Gambia, we have a lot of shops across the country selling bleach. Yeah. Even though the medicine control came up with a press release, and in the press release they mentioned that they'll be confiscating anything that has hydroquinone and mercury. Exactly. But we've not seen the medicine control actually implementing that particular press release they came up with, because people are selling bleaching creams, hydroquinone and mercury out there. They're promoting it on TikTok, they're promoting on Facebook. So they can't say they cannot identify the individual selling it, because, you know, it's amazing that it can affect, you know, your eyes. Yeah, and it's very rampant now due to internet.
Yeah, and let me tell you also, it's not only the eye, those
the bleaching
affects. Yeah, it's not only, almost every organ in the body
will be affected by the bleaching.
The kidney, they affect all of them. And it can lead to major illnesses and death.
Yeah, with the bleaching.
Pretty much death.
Yeah. I think skin bleaching, Ibrahim, is a topic that we need to look at separately on the program, because it's becoming too rampant. And with the internet, young people who are going to school are not even confident in their own skin anymore. Because of the internet, it's easy to access, you know, these bleaching products online, and they're very cheap.
You know, and it comes gradually. And
then gradually.
So gradually.
Which could affect your eyes.
I think that's language. Leral. I think leral is Wolof.
Wow.
What is Hesal?
Wow.
Hesal is what?
So
leral moy.
The beginning, the initial stage.
Why balde? Man may jigen bi. Bye, mama explain.
Wow.
Ma de diga leral.
Gabi nag mo ga dal. So you can explain nga pare continue. So the leral, he's absolutely right. Yes. So the leral is like, you're gonna start with a little, not much. Faker. It's not. When you use it, it's just going to be very drastic. Okay. So you start little, and then people will start complimenting you. Hey, sakola bangi nice. Hey, sometimes I'm just say, I know you ma jena ba yangi nyul de lo hew da nga stress. So nyul is attributed to being stressed in Gambia, and also men contribute. Most of the time, the reason why women bleach their skins is because men actually believe for a woman to be beautiful, you have to be fair in complexion. He might not agree, but due to time constraints, thank you so much, Doctor, for coming, for enlightening us on this, and we hope that some of the recommendations that are given here, they will take seriously, and we will head to Lamin to also do our
but test. First, start from Sheikh Zaid.
We'll go to Sheikh Zaid,
and all your staff should have also have their eyes
checked,
for glaucoma.
Obviously, especially the editors and the camera crew, because they're always on their
dealing with
it. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us, and join us tomorrow for another interesting program. Bye for now.
Thank you.